our view. And remember, the story of America is never the story they tell us. Never. It's a lie all the time. It's just a lie. So we have to go off the historical review, and we have to also go off what we've been experiencing here. And we don't know where this thing come from. And we don't know who got the anecdote or what. All we know is everybody is saying, hey, Don is saying, and the Chinese should have told us, well, they told them in December sometime like that, they'd already said, man. Everybody knew. If they knew since January, if America knew since, just say January, well, that's 3 months ago. Why let 2 months slide by? And then the first party, oh, ain't nothing going on. Remember they had a dua, they had a prayer vigil at the White House. And it ain't going on. We ain't going to have nothing. That man might be told what to do by the CIA. He behaves like someone that's orchestrating him.
My question is, how is it not just him, but France and the UK have the same characteristics and are given the same answer?
Okay, you got to remember, they didn't fought a couple of wars together.
Right.
You know, World War I and World War II, it was France and the U.S., and the British was all there together. In fact, the U.S. pulled them out of it every time. Germany is saying something a little different.
A little different, right. That's
okay, you got to remember. So Miss Merkel got a little sniffles or something going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the other thing is, Germany is the leader of Europe. Is the strongest power in Europe. That's what they was all afraid of for centuries. Germans are goose-stepping white folks. They big old crackers. I mean, I've fought them before. They are let's call it militant white folks. In other words, they hear and obey. You just start pointing and they start goose-stepping right over there. They do that. Russians are like that too. A lot of those people are influenced by, you know, their leadership and their structure and their history. You know, okay. So, like a lot of people pretend to think about and research everything, and some people don't go through all of that. They said, do this, and that's what we're going to do. Okay, so the difference with UK and France is that they're subservient to the U.S. The Germans is challenging the U.S. And everything that's going on in Europe, the Germans is using what they call that NATO to make Europe strong. You know, because a lot of the people in NATO have always, NATO and that other, what is the common market, whatever they call it, European Union, they have always viewed that as a challenge to U.S. power. All of Europe against the American bully. Because remember, the Americans got stuff all in their backyard, their house. The Europeans, man, y'all gotta go. Germany, you could imagine, almost all of Germany is still U.S. bases. They got bases everywhere, in Munich, Kaiserslautern, everywhere. U.S. bases. Today, 75 years after World War II, right? They don't like that. But anyway, let's get back to this review. One who is diametrically believing. A believer should have 8 characteristics: sober and calm during times of confusion and chaos, patient during tribulations, thankful during good times, content with what Allah has provided for them. And I want to say this about fundraising. Boss man is so silly. You know, like right now, they're trying to affect our income. Well, we're just going to teach them another lesson. You can't mess with our income. Number one, we're going to be back out in the street and everywhere. We done devised a simple fundraising plan. We're going to professionalize our fundraising. Right? It don't make no, we're going to be ready with CDs or DVDs, and we're going to pass them out. If we get back to rolling by the time Ramadan rolls around and they're having people for Taraweeh prayers, we're going to hit this whole area every night with our CDs, with our DVDs, telling the people who we are and telling them who we are for real, and also telling the people who they are. No, they want to play, we just tell them, well, you love CARE, good. This is what CARE, we've been down there 4 times. We'll probably go down there again before, and we'll say 6 times. Yeah, we've been down there, and this is what they have said to us, absolutely nothing. We're going to have picture charts, you know, whether we do a studio from over there at that house or the one back there, or just up against this wall. We're going to professionalize what we're doing. And we're going to do it, and it's going to raise tons of money. Why? Because don't nobody like boss man playing with them. And if we haven't been broke in 40-something years, how are we going to just jump up and they're going to put these little, excuse the expression, little sissified taxes and think that's going to, absolutely not. It ain't going to happen. You know, it ain't going to happen. You should have just cruised along a little bit and left us alone. Because we already know you can't put no limit on how much money we can raise. You can't do it. We were just playing with all the people, you know. When we went out there, the guy said, oh, you come back in a couple of days, we'll give you more. We ain't going to do that this time around. We're going to study and we're going to design and we're going to do it for a long time, not just Ramadan. But we're going to pass out CDs and we're going to pass DVDs. And then we're going to tell them on what to do on the DVDs. And then we're going to come back and give them a chance to do that. And then we're going to do it again, over and over again, all over the whole area. And we have a couple already outlined for California. The one when we go to the Shia joint, and the other when we go to the big Sunni joint. Yeah, we already, you know, it's an insult. It's an insult that we ain't been broke in all this time and they're going to make us broke. It's insanity. It can't happen. Yes, it can. It can happen. But I don't believe it will happen. Because Allah gave us enough sense to, you know, look around and imagine. And remember, what do we call it? Visioneering. You know, just visualize it. That's all the thing you have to do is picture wealth rolling in at new level. Not 3,000 here, 3,000. No. Because boss man, remember, before we go back to California for the big trial, which what we're doing now is just kind of fun and games. But we want to have all of our stuff up and rolling big, so when we get those millions from the government, people won't be able to say, y'all got rolling because y'all got that from the government. No. Remember the point we wanted to make with everybody. You can survive. You can thrive. You don't have to put up with this stuff. And that's what we're about right now. Oh, no. You can run and hide, you can cry like a baby, you can do anything you want. We're just not doing it. And it includes money. So boss man made a mistake. He should have picked on somebody else. You know, because there's certain rules. All you have to do is visualize what you want to happen. Just see it. And then put all the stuff in place that it would take to do that. If it takes 10 things to do it, you may hit only 4 of them. That'll get you by. Right? That'll get you by. All you got to do is have it in your mind. You never visualize, remember the enemies to stop you from giving in charity. What do? The shaitan makes you afraid of poverty. So you have all of these wonderful children, and instead of loving them, you get mad every time they ask you, Daddy, I need a such and such. If you're poor, you might begin to see your children as a problem. You know what I mean? Why can't we have such and such? Everybody else do, right? Because kids don't understand when you tell them, we can't, we just, some do when they get a little older, a few of them do, but a small percentage really see and really understand. And they don't ask for things that are beyond the capacity of the family. But if everybody else got super whiz phones, the kids want super whiz, because everybody else got them. I don't have one of them. Everybody out there laughing at me, which people do. That phone, man, that's my grandmama got one of them. You know, all it do, you can't do nothing but talk on it. You can't push no buttons, you can't do nothing, right? So children, it make you fear poverty or be afraid. You don't be afraid of poverty, you embrace everything. Because it's always an opportunity. There's too much out there for it not to be some for you. Okay. We talked about vaccines. Before I move on, I want to move back to this. What China said was, for the thief to stop crying thief. You know, that's what they're saying, I guess. So China is telling the U.S., you got to stop saying this stuff about us when we have complied with all this possibility, that you haven't complied with none of them. You're the one that's wrong. So stop hollering thief and pointing at us. We ain't did nothing. See, and now China is big enough. You got to remember what I was going to say first is, they thought that if they can get China enough money, when people have more money, they want more democracy, and they want this, that, and other. Not China. They ain't did that. Would you put just a little heat? Just a little. They haven't done that. No. They still got good old-fashioned communism. But it's communism with Chinese characteristics. You see? So they don't go by no model of Deng Xiaoping used to have a saying a long time ago, it don't make no difference whether the cat is black or white, as long as it catches mice. That's what he said, the premier, the one that helped develop this open door policy was Deng Xiaoping. Deng Xiaoping was with Chairman Mao and all that way back. They both passed away. But Deng Xiaoping had a different view than Chairman Mao did about economy. He was a pragmatist. He said, it doesn't make a difference whether it's capitalism or communism, as long as it works for China. So what they have now is a hybrid, they call it Marxist-Leninism, Chairman Mao Zedong and Deng Xiaoping thought with Chinese characteristics. And it hit home because everything we doing, we have it with Negro characteristics, good old-fashioned colored characteristics. We never buckle down to these. Look, they got Muslims reading the same Quran we're reading. You're telling them to struggle with your lives and your property in the cause of Allah. It asks questions, what is the matter with you when you are asked to go forth in the cause of Allah? You cling heavily to the earth. If you remember our big demonstrations all over DC and really all over America, just a little over a decade ago, pre-9/11, right? And after that, they scared everybody. They just scared them, and they went and just, well, we're not going, they can stay there if they want, but they're not going to be comfortable because we're going to call them out of that. That's our job. That's what our job. We have done our job relatively well. Not good, but sufficient enough. We have survived enough fitna. And the thing about it is, everybody saw it. Remember, what our goal was to do this stuff on the surface. So, could nobody say, that ain't happening to y'all? That ain't really happening. No. This is really happening. And therefore, the Chinaman said, hey, you gotta stop crying thief. And the rumor mill, during these times, we talked about rumors the other day. America was sending its rumors on everybody else. The Iranians, this, that, and other, right? Well, actually, it ain't working that well because the rest of the world is getting with Iran and saying, hey man, that's not even merciful. You're not even kind. What are we having all of this? People are dying by the bucket loads, and you ain't even. So Europe said we're gonna, So remember, all you have to do is hold on. You never know when the light's gonna come on, when the fog gonna clear up. You don't never know. All you do is you hold. Your thing is to hold on. If it come early, it's okay. Comes late, that's okay too. This is a picture a long time ago. One of the demonstrations is the Iranians, this is us. You can tell that boy was young, wearing a red bandana and everything. So what is it that if somebody has been sincere and honest with a group of people for 40 years, and then they act stupid with them, right? So what we got to do is we got to, that's probably one of the Quds demonstrations in San Francisco, probably. But anyway, I just happen to have it. Here's the point. We've been all right. We stuck with them. Now, I want you to imagine it. We stuck with them when it wasn't nobody with them. We gave many lectures on how all these, look at every Negro here in D.C. that was with the Iranians. Who they turn out to be? Literally every Negro here turned out to be funny. What about Muhammad al-Asi? Muhammad al-Asi was different. Abu Dhar was different than we was. Abu Dhar had programs. If they had a program, he would go to it and speak. But he would never put on no programs. Like here, we put on programs and invite the Iranians to come. So we would cross the bridge between them and us, right? He never did nothing like that. In fact, out there at IEC, remember the IEC been out there for almost 40 years. Until the Sheikh came there recently, they never had no Juma. He And he gave Juma in the street since '83. Why? You can't build a community in the street. He did it on purpose. He made sure he was against, because even some of the brothers said, man, we could have Juma out here and pool all our brothers together. It used to be tons of brothers when they kicked him out of the Islamic Center. All he had to do was transfer the gate to Potomac. Right? That's all he had to do. Muhammad Al-Asi had a name, his name, Muhammad Al-Asi, when I first came here. Not when I first came here. I first came here for a lecture in '84, something like that. The first person I remember real good was Mark Bargamrika from out there in Manassas. First of all, he was extra light for Iranian. And I looked, and he come pat me on the back and rubbing on us. So, you know, in the dunya, you don't like people doing that because you don't, you know, it make you not trust them. You know, why you getting all up on me? You know what I mean? And getting all romantic and, you know, like brotherly, you know, all that stuff. Hey, man, that means, you know, in Jahiliyyah, it make you just, I don't trust that guy. It's automatic. It ain't no, you don't even have to think about it, and it turned out to be true. What if they arrange stuff? Who is these people? One of our friends, they say he put on a postman uniform, supposed to did something to some Iranian general. Tall, thin brother, good martial artist. And I've been knowing him since the '80s. When I would go to Iran, he was there. And the last time I saw him, he weighed over 400 pounds. You could tell he was depressed. You know, like, no matter what you say about America, if you're from here, if you're from a Negro area, of course all of us are, you know, even inside of America, when we would travel from city to city, when we see somebody black, we would say, where's everybody at? In other words, where's the black neighborhood in this town? And when you drive in there, you relax. You at home. You know the smells, the sounds. You know everything. Not everything, but you know the people. Each town has some little different characteristics. But if you pull off in Cleveland, you know, oh, yeah, man, you know what's going on.